was afraid is an actual fever dream. So Elaine is bathing Beau in his dream memory. She is that little girl sitting there pouring water on his head, her body, her hair.
Will you wait for me? Promise. Am I hurting you?
It's a different color bathing suit.
Notice there's no one else in this corner of the bathroom, so it's just this Elaine young girl figure and her voice, and then we pan.
Okay, let's go. Clothes off.
And then suddenly it's his mom in a green dress.
Let's go. Clothes off.
Why does the girl transform into his mom? Is this him being an unreliable narrator? I do think Elaine was working for her, but not in a way that they would have ever crossed paths, because Mona would never have wanted to risk Beau and Elaine finding each other. Elaine is the competition for Beau's affection. She would never risk losing Beau to Elaine, so maybe she employed her to just keep tabs on her, keep your enemies closer. Mona definitely paid Elaine's mom to take her off the ship. Young Elaine is in an advertisement for Mona, so she could have been a paid actress who was just another test for Beau. So yeah, I was wondering if there's like a Freudian Oedipus complex going on here, like he's attracted to his mom because in the play we see he falls in love with a redhead. She's in this green dress that he envisions his mom in. I don't think he's actually attracted to her. She's the only, not even just woman, the only person who's ever shown him real affection. But that is just simply him wanting love. It doesn't feel sexual on his end. It's actually the reverse. So she is being very sexually inappropriate with him. Obviously, the way she's talking to him. Disgusting.
He died on top of me inside.
But I don't think she ever fully sexually assaulted him, because that would have proven that his condition didn't exist. Although she grooms him. She lays that foundation. In the final jury scene, they're yelling about him giving that slut the gift he was supposed to give her.
Did he gift her with a tributary gift? But the pregnant slut offered to return this special gift. Did he insist that this total straight?
But it wasn't the gift of the statue. I think it's referring to giving Elaine the gift of his virginity. We never see the pregnant lady say anything after he gives her the statue. She just grips it. Unless this was a deleted scene, I'm not sure why they wouldn't have shown us, the audience, her trying to give it back and him being like, no, keep it. Therefore, I think that the pregnant lady part happened. He actually gave it to her.
But her offering to give it back to him and him saying no, keep it, that was Mona's exaggeration of his guilt.
She cries out for the boy who was, in fact, hiding behind a corner, watching the whole thing.
I think she set up the whole play part and they're all in on it as well.
Why would this bunch of ragtag, random people traveling through the wilderness, how would they have the resources to have electricity in the forest? His apartment, he walks past a photo that says, "Hi Dad." It's a blurry photo. Looks like the guy who's talking to him at the play. I don't think the man in the forest is his dad.
But he does look like the random guy in the yard of Grace's place.
I do think that he was just an employee of Mona, and Beau very desperately wants him to be his dad. Okay, so the Oedipus thing, how I thought in the play he married this redheaded woman and like she was the mom to his kids. Then I thought maybe that's just Mona and he is there with his siblings. So he must be the dark-headed boy, and then there's a blonde boy and a redhead boy.
Where to find it? No, wait.
This could be his brother who's sent up in the attic. This is such a stretch. That could be the redheaded brother who looks more brunette in this lighting. And then there's like a blonde one. Tony's blonde. I think this is a reach, but you know, I'm trying. There's something there. Regardless, if there's 3 boys or not, I do think people are saying like, are there 3 sons? Were there none? But in the eulogy,
mother to her sole surviving son, Beau.
I firmly believe she had another child. I do feel like in his flashback memories,
We're having the dream, and there's another me who's identical, but he's braver.
Don't you get it, you stupid idiot. That wasn't a dream. That was a memory.
I think this is the brother, but it's also representing his braver self, who was locked up in the attic, torn away, and that's why he's so submissive for the rest of his life. The bravery / his brother are taken up there because he's in the bathtub. And then it goes further to the penis monster.
That was your father!
His dad was just a penis to her. Maybe he abandoned her after they had sex. It could even be rape. That's why she like has so much hatred for him, for Beau. She made the story to sound more pure, holy.
The first time either of us made love with anyone.
It sounds very Virgin Mary motive, the statue. There's a lot of like Christian imagery. So this penis monster represents his dad, also his sexuality that was taken from him, snatched from him. I don't know the connection between Jeeves / the dog coming in and killing the monster. I'm trying, I don't know. Maybe a dog bit him down there when he was young. Who knows? This isn't all to be crass. Like, I know it feels like this is juvenile and like locker room humor, but it's, again, when Ari pitched this to the producers, they wouldn't have just let like a crass little joke risk losing a lot of money. And I've seen a lot of people say that this is the detail that lost them in the movie, that made them not like it. He convinced them that this was absolutely necessary. So like, it is a comedy, but it's not like a vulgar, weird CGI comedy. But for his sexuality, it's not just getting off. What is it that sperm is? It creates a connection, a family. All he has ever wanted his entire life is love and family and connection. And this robbed him of that. This made-up disease stole any chance at love that he could have in his life. And that's what's also locked up there. The potential, the future.
How did you have us?
And that's his actualization of, I didn't have kids. I've always wanted them, but I didn't because it was stolen from me. Locked up in the attic. The pregnant woman is like another little representation of what future could be. Like, maybe not his kid, but someone's kid. He could still be a dad. She represents hope. That moment where he's relieved, like, oh, I thought I was gonna die. She's been lying to me my whole life. And that was his moment where he broke free from her chains. Anyway, so he escapes from Jeeves, from the play, from like all of this stuff. And then, oh, I'm just gonna hitchhike, and now I'm at my mom's. That whole adventure Odyssey, you know, nightmare happened. And then boop. It almost felt like all of that was for nothing. Like, you know, all the pain didn't have to happen. He could have just hitchhiked. And I think that was purposeful. Elaine chooses this specific song, and Ari Aster said that if Mariah Carey hadn't approved it, there wouldn't have been any song. So again, purposeful. Every song, if you listen to the words that they're saying, is intentional.
We're all guilty. We break each other's heart and cause each other pain.
When we see Elaine is a corpse, obviously a body wouldn't go into rigor mortis that quickly. Some people were saying that like Mona poisoned the condom or his ejaculation killed her. Well, obviously not. She's still alive after he finishes. She keeps going until she finishes. So no, I don't think she actually died there. My first thought was, oh God, he's having sex with his mom's corpse. And then I was like, oh, it's Martha's corpse. Did he have sex with a corpse? Did he have sex with anyone? My roommate thought it was like just a blow-up doll. You know, it looks kind of weird in the reflection up there. It doesn't look like a human. He did say he loves Martha.
I love Martha.
You love Martha?
I like her.
Mona was obviously super jealous that he loved this other mother figure in his life. She definitely didn't die from him. This could just be like an extension of his extreme paranoia. Fear of what if this happens, not this is happening. Like, okay, he didn't die, but now, oh shit, his partner dies on top of him the same way his dad died on top of his mom.
He died on top of me. Inside.
When I first saw the movie, and he's in the therapist's office and he's like, I haven't been back to my mom's in a few months. I was like, oh shit, did he kill his mom? And just hasn't been back since. And then I changed my mind because I kept watching. And then I was like, oh, you know, he chokes her. Not long enough to die. She's being very dramatic by falling. Did she actually die there when she falls? She has those marks on her neck. One explanation could be that Beau did kill her. And then the Truman prosecution could be in his own head to convince himself to drown himself. Or he choked her, and now this entire production, this whole movie that we've been watching, is what Mona put on to show the jury of why he's guilty. He's a horrible person.
Do you ever wish that she was dead?
What?
Maybe they are presenting this to like a real court of law. He goes out with that.
It always had to end with an ejaculation, you know?
But I love when the audience members in the movie start leaving is when I saw the audience in my theater leaving. It's just perfect representation of how we just like leave and go on with our lives. I think that also shows up in how like they treat the people without homes in the movie. But he's always been guilty according to Mona's perspective. It's hilariously small examples of how he's a bad person. He's just a poor kid with a shitty childhood, horrible abusive mom.
Men are blind. Don't be defensive.
You have to feel embarrassed. I'm not.
Go stargazing. I'll go to bed.
Don't just say that. This is your decision.
Thanks, pal. You're a trooper. You never from the very start intended to make that flight.
The overarching message isn't like, oh, life sucks, the end, you have trauma, you're like, just accept fate, you're done. I think it's like the power is in your hands. You were dealt shitty cards, and now you can decide what to do with your future.
It's about guilt and anxiety and ambivalence more than almost anything. You know, it's about like an unlived life. You know, it's about somebody who's really trapped.
You can take control of your life. Not victim blaming people who aren't, because it's extremely hard to. But there's like always that back and forth fight within yourself, deciding to take control of your life. I think that's what this movie is saying. Regardless of all of that, you can simply watch this movie and be like, that was a well done piece of media. Visually stunning. Sound design, editing, all of it had really amazing key components to a good movie, a good piece of media. It was entertaining, amazing acting, all of it was well done. And if you are someone who likes very linear narrative storytelling, like with an arc, a finish, it might not feel like this has that, but I do think it does have that arc finish. It's just more jumbled. Especially watching it a second time, actually I don't think it's as confusing as I even thought it was at first. Some of the connections I can't get, like the pink and blue paint, for example. Why Jeeves kills the penis monster. But yeah, very good movie.
Help me! Help me! Help me! Somebody help me! Help me, please!
An enormous amount of themes tying back to water.
One of my own possessions.
Listen to your mother when I tell you to not be like.
Storm will sweep through your village and destroy your home. You and your family will be separated.
The cruise, they're on water. His name is Wassermann. In German, Wasser is water. They live in Wasserton. Imagery of being tethered to his mom through the umbilical cord, the chain. We see a lot of that. The chain in the play, he finally cuts the cord. The chandelier chain that kills her. So this jury room, this like a coliseum, I thought that was kind of an homage to Gladiator. Definitely his own defense lawyer getting killed on the rock was an homage to Midsommar. The themes relating back to Hereditary with the parental trauma. I feel like his entire character is basically the prefix to the Joker. And then the number 3 kind of pops up a lot.
What's in it?
It's 3 things. 3 sons.
October 3, 2018.